Late one winter night, a young woman named Sarah drove home along a desolate, snow-covered road. The radio crackled, and the headlights barely pierced the thick fog. Her car was the only one on the stretch, and the silence around her felt unnerving. About 10 miles from home, the engine sputtered, and the car came to a sudden stop. Sarah cursed under her breath, grabbed her phone, and tried calling for help, but there was no signal. The cold began to seep in, and with no choice but to leave the car running for warmth, she stepped out into the frozen night. She noticed an old, weathered house through the trees, faintly illuminated by the dim glow of the moon. Desperate for help, she made her way toward it. The wind howled as she knocked on the door, which creaked open by itself. She stepped inside, the air stale and thick with dust. "Hello?" Her voice echoed through the empty halls. No answer. Then she heard something, a soft scraping noise from upstairs. Hesitant, Sarah ascended the creaky staircase. As she reached the top, the sound grew louder, like someone dragging their feet across the floor. She walked toward the door at the end of the hall, and before she could knock, it opened by itself. Inside was a small room, the walls lined with old, faded photographs of a family, and standing in the center of the room was a figure, pale, gaunt, and dressed in tattered clothes. Its hollow eyes locked with hers, and a chilling voice whispered, "You shouldn't have come here." Suddenly, Sarah felt a hand on her shoulder. She spun around, but no one was there. The air around her grew colder, and in a panic, she bolted from the house. As she raced back to her car, the figure appeared in the window, watching her, its lips curling into a grin. When she finally reached her car and drove off, her phone vibrated. A message from her mother read, "Whatever you do, don't go to that house. It's been abandoned for years. No one who enters ever comes back." Sarah's blood ran cold. As she glanced in the rearview mirror, she saw the house, standing impossibly far behind her, glowing faintly through the fog. And then, just as she looked away, she swore she saw the figure standing in the road, watching her leave.